Well, Elliot, welcome back to The Watchman, my friend.
Thanks, it's great to be back with you.
It's great to have you. And you know, you and I, here on The Watchman Show, we like to go where the story is. Elliot, this is where the story is, where we're standing right now, the Israel-Lebanon border. Tell our audience where we are right now and why it is so important.
Absolutely, Eric. We're standing over Metulla, which is the northernmost tip of Israel, the northernmost town in Israel. Along that road is inside Lebanon.
Yeah.
The border itself is down further along the tree line.
Okay.
Okay, and it follows around the edge of Metulla. Actually, Metulla describes the border of Israel. It comes all, just where you see the edge of the houses, the edge.
With the red roofs?
Along there, that's right.
Beautiful area, by the way.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful,
Gorgeous.
mountainous.
Yeah, if Hezbollah wasn't right over there, it would be perfect.
We'd be okay.
And then it loops around this way and behind us over here. So we're right now surrounded on three sides by Hezbollah. The Mediterranean coast is out that way.
Right.
The border comes off the coast, and along that entire border, we have a problem with Hezbollah. But as it turns northward this way, we have an additional problem, because along here, as it curves around, we have Hezbollah on both sides. Okay, so just one more time. Yeah. On that side, Hezbollah is to the north of us.
Gotcha.
And so that's a problem. They're
Folks
facing
see
us.
the map right here of Metulla and the area.
But in this area, it's on three sides. So this particular town is actually the tip of a finger that has Hezbollah all the way around it. Wow. What that means, and we know we've announced the finding and destruction of a bunch of Hezbollah tunnels.
Which we're going to talk about a bit later and get maybe an up-close look at that area.
6 officially. I'll emphasize officially. The purpose of those tunnels was to facilitate what the head of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, has declared. One of his objectives is to conquer the Galilee. Now, they're not going to conquer the Galilee, but Nasrallah, as usual, a bit of truth and lots of lies. Yeah. They do have a plan to conquer land in the Galilee. Gotcha. And the idea of the tunnels, and particularly in a place like Metulla, there's a road that comes up this valley into Metulla. It's the only road in. If that road is cut, Metulla is cut off.
Nightmare scenario.
Totally nightmare scenario, because their objective is not to take the ground. Their objective is to take the people and kill them.
Look, this is the northernmost tip of Israel. They're on the edge of the civilized world here. Right behind is Hezbollah country. Right. What's life like here in Metulla? Could you break down this community a little bit?
Talking about a farming community, this land was purchased back over 100 years ago. The Turks were here. It was all Turkish, Ottoman Empire. Then the British and French came in, separated what the French called the Mandate of Syria, which included Lebanon of today. The British called the Mandate of Palestine. Again, a whole story, why Palestine and Mandate, right? But they drew the line around Metulla. Okay. And the fields became part of the French Mandate. When Lebanon came into existence, now it's Lebanese territory. And here, you know, we talked about the border.
It came into existence when?
In the 40s.
In the 1940s. So people at home realize the modern Middle Eastern map is pretty recent.
It's all in the last 100 years. Something I should mention here, because I think it's really important. I mentioned the border before, we talked about it. You know that Israel and Lebanon don't really have a border.
How's that?
Because a border is a recognized line between two countries. Lebanon doesn't recognize the existence of Israel, so it can't have a border with Israel. We have a UN certified line that we withdrew to in 2000. And the UN said, as far as the UN is concerned, Israel has withdrawn from all of Lebanese territory. Lebanon has never recognized that we exist on this side of the line. So it's not a border, it's a UN demarcation line.
And that's not just Hezbollah not recognizing.
I'm talking about the Lebanese government.
The Lebanese government. Which Hezbollah has kind of co-opted in a lot of ways, yeah.
But we're talking about Lebanon ever since there's been a Lebanon.
Yeah, and what a beautiful, I mean, we see the fog rolling in a bit here, Elliot. It's just a beautiful mountainous region.
It's a beautiful place to live. It's a vacation spot. Yeah. You know, there are a lot of hotels in Metulla.
We stayed in one last night.
There's a beautiful community center with an ice skating rink, the Canada Center. So this is a place people come to go on vacation.
And yet.
But that's Israel.
Well, Elliot, we are up high here at a high elevation on the Lebanon border. The fog is rolling in, as folks at home can see, so we're going to roll out and talk a bit more, I guess, about the fog of war that Hezbollah would like to create. Let's go to those orchards.
And then down to the border.
Down to the border. Let's go, my friend.
Let's go.